Do y'all, I am still at Urban Chestnut, and I just met these folks, Michael Rice and Patty Rice, who bought me this beer, and I am having the Stammtisch. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that right, Kai.
You got it.
Kai works here. This is 5.4%, 36 IBUs. Other than what's in this description, what can you tell me about this beer?
The Stammtisch is a true German Pilsner style. It has a really crisp, clean finish, very slightly citrusy, but not kind of punchy in your face. So it's a real nice summer beer, and come in and have one.
So what can you tell me? I don't think I can, folks. There you go. Your kind of thing here, Urban Chestnut, has a lot of German influence. What can you tell me about that?
Sure thing. Well, we do have two founders, two principal owners. The brewmaster actually grew up in Bavaria and went to brewing school in Bavaria.
So that explains why most of these styles are German influence.
You got it. And St. Louis also has a really very heavy German influence and heritage. So, we're paying homage. We have two different series. We've got a Revolution series and a Reverence series. And our Reverence series pays homage to the or homage if you're French.
I'm a white guy, so I say homage, but homage, I got
it pays homage.
I was born a poor black child. Go ahead.
The Reverence series pays homage to the traditional brewing styles, and so that's where these beers fall into place. So you're going to get something that's truly authentic.
That's nice. Now, I would just checking the nose on this. I'm getting some lemon. Am I unusual, or?
No. You should be getting a little bit of that. Those come from the chemicals in the hops. So there's linalool, and that's actually the primary cause of the hops or of that smell.
This particularly, I mean, I've been drinking IPAs all night, so I've been used to getting that that deep grapefruit or that resinous pine. But this one, first thing I noticed was lemon right at the top, like lemon zest.
Yeah, it's quite different. There's over 100 different hop varieties, and so you're going to get the farcine, the myrcene, the linalool, and all of the other chemical compounds from hops that vary based on the terroir of the ground that the hops are grown, and the style of, or not the style, but the variety of hops that actually go into the beer, as well as the combination of hops themselves, and then the interactions of the hops with the malt bill. So
now, what I noticed most after having the first sip is how crisp and clean the finish is. Is that something that you look for in a beer like this, or is that something you guys are known by? Because I've noticed on every beer I've had, the finish is absolutely exquisite.
Yeah, so it is true to style. So pilsners tend to be more like that. Water, actually, believe it or not, just as if you're making coffee, has a huge influence because that's what it is. It's mostly water with other things in it. And so the composite of the water, for the most part, we're lucky because we are in the shadow of the giant here in St. Louis, and they have done a lot of work to get our St. Louis water to be good enough for brewing standards.
Oh, really? Okay.
We do some things with...
Do you add chemicals to, or add I don't know, I know some folks add calcium and different things.
Right.
Do you need to add anything to your water supply?
So everything that I've been told, and I'll say that I'm a bartender, not a brewer here at German Chestnut. Everything that I've been told is that we use St. Louis water. Now, after having tasted our beers, my assumption is that there are some things that we do to the water in order to get them to taste the way that they do. But that's just a guess, not a.
I worked for St. Louis City Water Department for 7 years, and St. Louis City Water is probably. It's been voted the #1 water in the nation before.
Yep.
And actually New York, believe it or not, has some of the best water too. So it's like the big cities, they have a lot of water demand, so they have a lot of time in putting into the treatment of the water. So that's,
Right.
Now, there are a lot of breweries that brew what they call a Pilsner, but it doesn't taste anything like this. So what makes this so outstanding? Why does this really feel like I'm drinking a German Pilsner?
We'll go back.
Because I know you know what I'm talking about without mentioning specific names.
Sure. I mean, again, a lot of it has to do with the water and then the malt bill, the grain bill, which is the ingredients. It's like making a cake. Sometimes you might accidentally add cayenne pepper instead of cinnamon into a Mexican chocolate cake, and it turns out to be really.
Really
so that's really the main difference is the grain bill and the water.
Because what you have here is a very light, very refreshing beer, but you've also got some flavor. It's not, I'm not drinking a can of water.
Exactly. exactly. Yeah, so a lot of that comes from the type of hop. I'm sorry, the type of barley and malt that we use, as well as there's an art and science to everything. The same thing with brewing.
I know you do. You said you did some home brewing, and as somebody has done some brewing, you know that if you're adding adjuncts to your beer, your flavor or your finish is going to get lazy. This has just a beautiful, crisp, dry finish. It feels like a real beer.
Right. Yeah. So it depends. You know, we don't use any adjuncts here. That's in terms of the main ones, rice and corn. You know, those tend to thin out the body, and we don't really believe in that type of beer. If you're gonna
make your finish very lazy.
If you're gonna have a beer, we want you to have a beer, and so the taste is really important to us, and that's why our brewmaster.
This is very enjoyable. Hey, thanks, Kai. I appreciate. I asked more questions. I told I was only going to keep it a couple minutes. We've been on the air 5 minutes, so there you go.
All right.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Support local beer.
Wahoo!